This is Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Shade 45.
Wake your fuck ass up.
Cross that.
In the morning, Shade 45. It's a great day in hip-hop. Keep those applause going for me, please.
Yes.
It's a great day in hip-hop, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of the folks that we follow, a lot of the folks that are at the forefront, a lot of the folks that are most popular, I'm happy for them. I'm happy for the culture.
Yeah.
You know, but there's a lot of folks that don't do what other folks do, and that's preserve the culture, expand the culture, and push the culture forward. And so when that happens, man, you got to give special acknowledgments. Give me some more applause for this DJ Wonder. If hip-hop had a face in the dictionary, you would see his. Give me some applause. The very personification of what the culture is all about. I know this for a fact. Give me some applause. Ain't nothing changed about this dude. He's like water, infinite. Always been here, always will be here. It's what he does, what he represents, the very fiber that make up what this culture is. Give me a round of applause.
Woo!
You got to be strong to come into this rap business.
Talk about it.
And not compromise yourself for the sake of the business. Give me some applause. And when you get the rare, select few that stand the test of time and are unshaken, unmoved, unchanged because of what comes with the business, prestige, fame, fortune, you got to acknowledge them. Give me a round of applause. In the case of this dude is a contributor, Heather B.
Yep.
He's a historian, a documentarian. Say that right?
Yep.
He's a keeper, a gatekeeper. He's someone that cares about the culture, always has. When he wrote for The Source magazine, when he wrote for Double XL magazine, when he wrote for Complex magazine, as an editor over at MTV News, and all the things he done here with the Rob Report on Shade 45, being a pundit on various other radio stations, just a representation of hip-hop culture as a whole. With his podcast, one of the best podcasts that I actually listen to because it's very entertaining and informative, the Red Light Special, R&B podcast, for Vibe magazine. He's even helped build the careers of some of the folks you view as the top journalists in the game. He's the one that's giving them their fuel to become who they are.
Think about it.
Let that moment breathe right there, Heather B. Am I going against what we talked about?
Nah.
No, okay, yeah. This is important to me because this is not only a friend. I view this man as a brother. And when I first came into the business, and this ain't about my story, but my partner King Tech and I vowed to always stay true to culture. We didn't care about the money and all that stuff. That's why you never see me with gold chains on. You never see me. I don't need all that shit. I ain't knocking the man that needs to do it, but that ain't the reward for me. The reward is when the culture keeps moving, because the culture is a platform that helped the disenfranchised find their way, find their path, create business, create commerce, create economy, give friends jobs, find a better way than that dark path. So by going through hip hop, that's what the culture was always to me. It wasn't about showing off to your friends and making those who were less fortunate or who had less feel bad about it. And so when you get a guy like this who's telling the truth in hip hop, you got to give him a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only #1 journalist, Rob Markman, is here.
Yeah! Markman!
I almost didn't know who you were talking about in the intro, so I was like, who is this guy that he's speaking of?
Yo ass.
Wow.
Nah, Rob, I got to do that, man, because a lot of your peers won't.
Right.
Just think about it. Why not? Why won't our peers celebrate our accomplishments?
Right.
And for whatever reason, that's part of the dysfunction in the circles that we work in. But we're going to overlook those. Those are small things to a giant.
There's a lot of love today.
We worked together for how long at MTV?
About 4 years.
About 4 years we worked together. I remember when Rob first came in, I used to give him a hard time at the beat.
Yeah, he sure did.
That's your
He
usual.
sure did. it took about a week of Sway just coming, stealing my food, my lunch,
Bully.
making all types of jokes. And I'm like, that's Sway. Can we talk to him? Can we approach him? And I think one time you snapped at me, I snapped right back. He was like, oh.
Yeah.
It was the test. He was like, you're in.
Yeah. I was like, I like this dude. You know, that's my test. But I did my research, and Ramon Dukes, who brought you over to the MTV family, who's now over at Revolt, spoke really highly, and I have read some of your work, and I could tell by your pen game that you true to the culture and not knocking those who aren't, or I don't care about that. I care about those who are. So that's what I'm here to promote. And we've done a lot of great work at MTV in the past 4 years. You were very instrumental with Rapfix and sustaining Rapfix, which was the first of its kind live streaming show on MTV that eventually made it to TV. So we and a lot of big stories that we got to cover together. And in your opinion, what was some of the milestone moments for you working with MTV for the past 4 years?
Rapfix Live was definitely a big moment working on that show, because I came in not knowing. I grew up watching MTV and MTV Raps. And when I came in as a journalist, I came from print journalism. I didn't even know that I can do TV. It wasn't in my mind that TV was going to be an option. You told me, you was like, you're going to get a chance. I can't tell you when, I can't tell you how, but be ready and be prepared. And, when I took some of the reins over at Rapfix Live, helping to produce the show and actually be on the show, I'm like, yo, we making TV. Like, for some who never seen Yo MTV Raps, that might be their version of Yo MTV Raps. And I was proud of that. And Hottest MCs, of course, Hottest MCs was always fun and a great big production. Yeah.
Hottest MCs. But you before MTV, Double XL, Source Magazine, Double XL got the freshman cover, the coveted freshman cover. Were you there when that first? Talk. How did the freshman cover first come to be? Like, who came up with that concept?
The Double XL freshman cover, really, it started when Elliot Wilson was editor-in-chief, but it wasn't called the freshman yet. He put 10 new guys on the cover, and I think it was like Joel Ortiz, Plies, Boosie, Papoose was on the cover. And the next year came around, and L wasn't around anymore, and we were like, yo, we should do that cover again, and we should brand it, and it became the freshman cover. And that's when you saw Wale and Corey Guns and Asher Roth and B.O.B. and Kid Cudi on the cover. So that's when it really became a thing. The first one was kind of like you did it because it was a cool thing to do, and then it became tradition in the second year, and I was there for the second year to do that.
How hard was that second year, though, when you really deemed it, gave it a name, gave it a brand?
It was hard. Maybe it was hard on the business end. I always heard that issue didn't sell very well. Because you put 10 people on the cover that nobody recognizes. It's easier to just put one big picture of 50 Cent, and I know who that is, and I'm going to buy it for the average rap fan. But you felt the tide changing because it was a big win online and on the internet and with the blogs, and it felt like validation for a lot of artists who maybe weren't getting radio play or weren't getting mainstream looks, but would, just quote unquote just on the internet, when we know the internet is a big place and very influential, and putting them on the cover was a big thing.
Do you recall an interview prior to MTV that was like that groundbreaking milestone moment for you that you damn near shitted in your pants because you had to do it?
Nas.
Ooh.
When I was at Double XL, I got to interview Nas. For the 15-year anniversary of Illmatic, so this had to be 2009, 2010. For the 2009, for the 15-year anniversary of Illmatic, Daquan Thomas was the editor-in-chief of Double XL, and I was kind of the young gun. And I said, man, I want to do a story, the making of Illmatic. And I was used to getting a lot of ideas shut down and stuff. And he was like, man, go do that. Matter of fact, you quarterback that. You pick the team. You tell the editorial staff who you need to do what, you delegate and go and do that. And so, I picked some members on the staff to help me do these interviews, and I did the Nas interview and ended up winning an award for it. The only thing I ever won in my life.
What was the award?
It was Best Music Writing. It's like an anthology of so every year they collect the best written stories about music and put it in an anthology. So we won the Best Music Anthology award.
Did he just stun on us?
Yeah, he's stunned.
I think he stunned a little bit. Okay.
And it was weird, I was interviewing Nas about Illmatic, like that was.
Was he forthcoming? Was he like giving you?
I've had a couple of Nas interviews, and he doesn't open up very well.
Yeah.
He opened up a lot during that interview. I did good because I had researched and I interviewed people before I interviewed Nas. So I interviewed Wiz and Jungle. So I had details of the making of Illmatic that Nas had forgot about.
Yeah.
So I was able to help jog his memory, like when he lost his rhyme book on the train on his way to go record Life's a Bitch.
Wow.
And he had a note in the book, if you find this, return it to Nasir Jones and whatever. He lost the book and had to go in there and try to remember the rhyme and freestyle it a little bit. And then somebody returned the book to him, but it was after he turned the album in. So he forgot that he lost the book. I was like, remember when you lost the book? He was like, I didn't lose the book. He was like, wait a minute. Who told you that? And I think it was Jungle that told me that. It might have been Jungle or Wiz. So
That's dope.
It was cool. It was like, that was like groundbreaking.
That's what I like about Rob, because journalism has taken a turn where research and that footwork that you put in, that we've always put in, is like a lost art form, right? You know, so I appreciate that about you. Heather, go ahead, man. Tracy, y'all know.
You know what? That was the dope high tide. Like Nas, of course, but for me and you, and Fan and Sway and I, we talk about it all the time, Rob. Like, you don't watch so much change in the game. What would you say was like a low point then? Like, what was your lowest point watching this game change so much?
As a fan or in the business?
Both, because you dealing with both sides of it.
You know, there was definitely times that were low points. Back, I used to write for The Source when I was first getting in, and I still had a day job in the mailroom, and you know, I had a kid on the way, and you know, I needed my money, and The Source wasn't paying. And I think The Source still owes me about 10 G's.
Everybody.
It's all good now. We're going to call it even. Yeah, all right. We good now. But, you know, like having to fight to get those checks. But, you know, I was still thankful for the opportunity. You know, there was really times when, like, how you going to pay the light bill? You know what I'm saying? It wasn't always glamorous. It didn't always pay, but we always loved what we do. So you knew you worked knowing that eventually you was going to get your day. You know?
What's up? Rob Markman is here.
Hey, you know what, Sway? Earlier you were talking about how Rob has just been so instrumental in, like, you know, young journalists and just getting them their first start. And I was one of them. I remember. 2009. Wow. You remember this, Markman? It was over at the J. Cole show for the warm-up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and John Kennedy introduced us. He's an awesome journalist, and he was like, yo, you gotta meet Markman. I was like, oh, no, I'm nervous, because, you know, he's like one of the head editors at XXL, and I had yet to have a byline there. I was like emailing him, but he didn't know who the hell I was. I didn't have any clout yet. But I spoke to him, and he gave me such a genuine conversation over there, even though so many people were like swarming him and wanting to talk. But our time together was awesome. He then did end up responding to my emails after. He gave me my first review for XXL. It was Maxwell, Black Summer's Night.
Yeah. Wow.
He was like, yo,
review?
hit me with a 200-word review. And I was so excited, and he just had really, really positive words. But my question for you, Markman, is I guess for, you know, Sway and Heather, they both touched on it, the new generation who feels like, I don't have to read the New York Times. I don't have to get any credible sources. I could just Google whatever's the first thing that pops up. I can quote someone on Twitter, and that can actually, you know, lead to a good story. But what advice would you give the millennials, the underbelly of it?
Yeah, the advice that I would give to young journalists is, you know, Twitter is a source, and, you know, I use Twitter as a source at times, but learn how to research. Listen, you could do, everybody uses Twitter as a source now. So you can do what everybody else is doing, or you can set yourself apart and you can go the extra mile with the research and really learn your craft. The cream rises to the top. So if you're doing what everybody else is doing, you're going to be in the same rat race. And there's more writers now than ever. I don't know how writers make it now, because everybody has a site, everybody. But go that extra mile. Learn that research. Learn your craft. It will set you apart. The reader will know the difference. Your editors will know the difference. Word will get around, and the cream will rise to the crop. So just don't follow the crowd.
Word.
Rob Markman. Listen, reach out to him at Rob Markman. We're not done, because Rob got a big announcement that he's going to make. And we're going to make this big announcement that's going to be a game changer for the hip-hop community and for the business of music altogether, offline and online, in the digital space. Rob Markman is here. If you have any questions, 888-742-3345. You can follow him at Rob Markman. Sway in the morning, Shade 45. Rob Markman is here. In case you don't know, just real quick, he's written for some of the most prestigious, impactful publications that the music business has. to offer, including working with me as a senior hip hop editor at MTV News for the past four years, and creator of the Red Light Special R&B podcast. You go on iTunes, and then you can hear that. A great R&B podcast. We actually did something at Apple recently and talked about the makings of this podcast. And then also he does the Rob Report for us every week, where he reviews albums and rate them. And here it is, man. I invited him to come to the show because Rob Markman is officially leaving MTV News as a employee, sadly, but he will remain there in spirit and as a friend. And he's going to a new job. Drum roll, please. Rob, where are you working next?
Going over to Genius, Rap Genius.
Rap Genius. Oh, hey!
Congratulations, Rob. That's dope.
Wow.
Artist Relations Manager. Over at Genius.
Yeah, and so it's just Genius now, though, right?
Yeah, it's just Genius. You know, the company is officially Genius, but it started off as Rap Genius. But, you know, a lot of people still associate rap with the brand, and rightfully so. Yeah. You know, hip-hop is still very much a priority for the company and at the core of what they do, as well as other genres of music. But yeah, they came out around 2009. I remember when it first happened, and I was like, wow, what a simple but great idea. Amazing. And the premise of Genius is people go to genius.com. Yep. On genius.com to find out more about them. Is to really, you can get the app too.
You can get
Genius
the app.
Yeah.
Genius app. And it's to really Genius kind of like dissects lyrics and right?
Yeah. Well, they annotate lyrics. And started off annotating lyrics, which is great. I mean, one, you get the transcription and lyrics. And remember when we were coming up, like if you bought an album, like the greatest thing in the world was when you opened the book and the artist actually printed the lyrics out. Yeah. Right. So you felt like you won the lotto. Like, oh yeah, this one, Illmatic didn't have that. I wish it did. But now it's there for you at genius.com. All the lyrics are there. And then they're annotated. There's an amazing community over there of users that add the meaning to the lyrics. You know what I'm saying? So depending on whatever song you're listening to, you know, they'll annotate the lyrics. They'll tell you what it means. If it references to something, they'll pull the reference. And it's great. It's community-based and it's self-policing, and everybody kind of checks each other. Yo, I think that's right. Yo, I think it's wrong. It's almost like what we used to do at the lunchroom table in high school when we used to argue about rap. It's amazing over there.
How important? Oh, go ahead, Heather.
I'm sorry, Sway, because we be arguing about rap right here. Me, Sway, and Tracy. And it's good to get your opinion now that you said this about lyrics. So then what's your take on the whole ghostwriting shit then? Well, you know me. I listen and then I gotta add.
My thing, I said it before. I've gone on record over at MTV and on Twitter, and I think people know how I feel. In hip hop, we listen to Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre makes amazing and classic albums. The Chronic is a classic. 2001 is a classic. I really love Compton. Diddy, No Way Out, classic album. Like, but you know, I don't know if you have a writer, you can't be in the top MC conversation. It's almost like an asterisk. Yeah. You know, in the case of Drake, we really got to find out, and I would love to hear from Drake what the situation is. We've heard reference tracks, but in my opinion, you could be a great artist, somebody that we love and enjoy. I don't know. I can't put you in those top MC conversations with guys like Eminem and Jay-Z, who I know use their pen.
They write their songs. Right. And it's not a knock on Drake, but I'm glad the conversation came up. Yeah. Because I feel the same exact way. And we have yet to hear him say, nah, man, I wrote all my lyrics. Why y'all tripping? Which I like to believe.
Right. I mean, I'm a Drake fan. Like Drake is to me, on any given day, my two favorite rappers of this generation of right now, like if we did a hottest MCs list or something, it would be either Drake or Kendrick. And whichever way I feel in the morning when I wake up, it can be one of those two guys. So I'm a big Drake fan. Like when Drake says, you know, I came up from the underground though, so I'm gonna blow another 10,000 for Dilla. I'm like, yeah, he's one of us. You know what I'm saying? So to hear those reports and hear those reference tracks was a bit of like my heart broke a little bit. But I'd like to hear from him because maybe we don't have the full story.
Well, how do you feel about folks just dismissing that, you know, the art of writing doesn't matter anymore? Like the rather you wrote your own lyrics and man, you know, B-Dot said that. You know, man, it doesn't really matter. Who cares?
It's okay. Listen, man, it's okay to say like,
I love B-Dot. That's my
It's okay to be like, yo, I'm a fan. Like I'm a Drake fan. That's not going to change when he drops views from the 6.
Yeah.
guess who's copping it on the first day? Like, I'm gonna wait up till midnight and I'm gonna buy it. Like, you know, the same way I did with when the mixtape came out. But I mean, let's not say it doesn't matter, because it mattered last year when Iggy Azalea was under the microscope and Nicki Minaj went on BET and gave her speech about females who write lyrics, you know, the infamous no shade, no shade. And everybody was ready to, you know, drag Iggy down and for not using her pen. And Scheme actually, Sway broke the news. It's
yes,
like,
we did.
Scheme, it was something I knew. And I think we all knew it. Scheme said it on Sway in the morning. He was like, oh. But, you know, it mattered then. It mattered a year ago. How come we want to sweep it under the rug now? I don't know. I can't tell you what other people choose.
No, I just want to know what you think.
Yeah.
I just want to know what you think.
But, you know, and I think if it was another rapper, like I had tweeted, shout out to my homie Wale. You know, I had tweeted a couple of weeks ago, like, damn, if this was Wale, you know, they kill Wale for if it's raining outside. They'd be like, it's Wale's fault. It's raining outside. Like, what that got to do with anything? And I think if it was another rapper,
if it was Kendrick, it'd be uproar.
Yeah.
If it was Kendrick, if somebody told you,
you would see me cry.
If somebody, if it was Kendrick,
J.
it'd
Cole.
be uproar. J. Cole, oh man, it'd be
that would
uproar.
Be a sad day.
Oh man.
But you know what? I've been posing this question, Markman, and it's a little bit more specific. If Drake said yes, I did write all my rhymes. However, I had Quentin, because he has a really good ear, pick out the flow for me since he studied me. Would that change anything? Is that still like, you know, a mark off?
Yeah, that would change. I mean, because then the words and the sentiment is his, and it's like, man, let's help out this flow. I mean, I don't know. I would need time to digest.
You gotta digest that one. That's different.
All right, we'll wait to see if that comes out.
Oh, he's going too deep.
Shut up. I'm allowed that. Get your scuba suit.
I don't think it would change how you assess your top MCs, though. Would it?
I don't know. Because I've never been faced with like
Tracy, because Tracy, we all, you know,
Yeah.
Tracy's like head of the cheerleading team for OVO, so that's, you know,
they're amazing. Like,
they're incredible.
They want to get that
Yeah,
ass
but we
up,
just,
boy.
you know,
I'm head of the
but this is a hip hop moment, though.
right.
You know, and so let me ask you this with Genius, you know, bringing you on adds to a lot of what they've been doing already, but you come fully equipped. I know you would. Through your journey as a journalist, through all the publications and working at MTV, you got a vast wealth of knowledge. What other things you hope to bring to Genius?
Well, you know, as an artist relations manager over at Genius, the goal is to help build the artist, the verified community, and really get artists involved. I mean, this is fan driven and community driven when you see these lyrics being annotated, but for artists to come in and say, hey, this is what I meant. You know, the other day, Vanity Fair, which was amazing, interviewed Ice Cube and had him, he was reading the Genius page for Straight Outta Compton and reading like the community's comments on his lyrics for Straight Outta Compton, and, oh, you got this right, or you got this wrong. Like, it's an amazing tool when you think about it. And I think for artists, it's something that you want to get involved in because it enhances the listening experience. Yeah. And it can enhance your album rollout. And especially in this day and age when everything is digital and streaming or on iTunes, we're not getting album credit. So, you know, remember when I said when you used to get that CD or that tape with the lyrics printed inside and you were happy, we're not even getting credits anymore. You know, so, you know, for artists, I would say, and artists of all genres, let Genius be a tool to just like deepen the knowledge of your art. And my goal and my role is to bring the artist community with the Genius community and really make a document that will live forever, like in history. Like, you know, you can go up, you know, 20 years from now and you know, when my kids want to know what Kendrick was talking about on Pimp a Butterfly, it'll be right there for them.
Rob Markman, listen, tweet him at Rob Markman. Use the hashtag now Rob Genius. Say what's up to him. Congratulate him. Use the hashtag Rob Genius. And since you're now with Genius, we came up with a game. Matt and I were speaking, you know, over there at Genius. And he's like, yo, Sway, man, can you really put this dude to the test? I said, I'll see what we could do. You want me to stump the genius? He said, yeah. So the name of this game is
Stump the Genius. Rob Markman, many people consider you to be the foremost expert when it comes to hip-hop culture. So today, we're going to try and stump the genius right now on Sway in the morning.
All right. This is how it works. DB, why don't you explain it to him?
All right. Picked out some acapellas for you. And you got to try to guess what song it came from. For extra credit, tell me what album. And even more extra credit, tell me the year it was released.
Okay.
If you get all these right, I will bow to thee.
So you can play the acapella.
You gotta
Got it.
bow
Okay.
down.
That was West Side Connection.
Nope.
No.
He said bow down. I was like, oh, wait.
He
No,
bow to thee.
Yeah, I will bow to you. That wasn't the song. Yeah.
All right, cool.
All right, that joke went south. Okay.
Yeah, whoa, real
All right,
quick.
here we go.
This
All
is
right, here's the
200.
first
Ready?
one. Here's the first one. Stump the Genius.
Straight later. Slayed the bitch like Darth Vader. Made her from College Park and Fed all the way down to Decatur.
Yeah, that's Outkast,
Mm-hmm.
and that was Big Boy rapping.
Mm-hmm. Song.
That was the art of storytelling.
He is correct.
Yeah, it's the art of storytelling, and damn, I want to say that was on the Aquemini album.
He is correct.
So that had to have came out. Damn, 96. That had to came out in 98.
Ooh, off by 1 year.
Damn,
99.
Man, get your...
Wow.
Go ahead,
All right,
let him
hold
hear
up.
it.
He got the answer.
He did. That was extra credit. The other stuff, right?
Would you stop cheerleading, damn it? Is it just light-skinned guys? Is that what this is?
Yes.
Straight later. Slayed the bitch like Darth Vader. Made her from College Park and Fed all the way down to Decatur.
All right,
It was
cool.
harder than the scenes. Yo,
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
sweating bullets.
All right, that's the second one right here.
All right.
Look, Scrap, I got nephews to look after. I'm not looking at you dudes, I'm looking past you.
All right, that's obviously Jay-Z, my favorite artist of all time.
Yeah.
Let's go. I got MCs to look at. I ain't looking at you, dude. I'm looking past you. Shit, what, is that Takeover?
Nope.
Oh, wait, damn. Wait, what the... Damn, it'd be so much easier with the beat.
Yeah.
Look, Scrap, I got
Oh, Heart of the
nephews to
City.
look
Okay.
after.
Jay-Z, Heart of the City, Blueprint, 2001.
You are
All
correct.
right, yeah.
You're wrong, but you're right.
Yeah, you're wrong.
You knew that wasn't Takeover.
Even when I lie, I tell the truth. I got caught up.
But you said you knew that wasn't Takeover. All right,
You
come
know,
on.
because he's also not. It's like in the middle of the verse. It's hard when
But
you
that's
start.
what. But I.
Listen, let's go.
gonna
I'm
give
ready.
top of the verse.
I mean, I thought you was ready.
I'm not making excuses. Let's
Okay,
go.
we talked about this.
Number 3.
When I was younger, I used to do my thing hard. Robbing foreigners, take their wallets, they jewels, and rip their green cards.
All right, that's Nas,
Mhm.
another amazing lyricist, one of my favorites. That's from The World Is Yours, and that was on Illmatic, and that's from 1994.
When I was younger, I used to
Oh,
do
nice
my
and big. Oh my God!
We are stomping the genius. But that was
Oh,
close, Rob.
whatever. Oh,
That was
man.
close, Rob.
I gotta concentrate
Rob
more.
about to fight you.
How many more? How many more we
We got
got?
2 more.
Okay, I got finish strong.
Okay.
Let's go new.
Bitch, nigga, get money. Nigga, get bad. Hold up, blood up, run it. Nigga, sell a lot of crack.
Wow.
Bitch, nigga, get money. Nigga, get bad. Hold up, blood up, run it.
I got you.
Wow.
Okay.
That's Future. Every song he ever wrote.
You should just get it for that.
Bitch, nigga, get money. Nigga, get bad. Hold up, blood up, run it.
All right. One more.
What is the name of that?
Karate chop.
Karate chop.
Remember when we start
Evolution.
playing that? We used to laugh at the name.
Yo, come on.
All right,
That
number
shit
5.
hot, though.
Super good Smith Oak, a package of the swishers. I did it overnight, it couldn't happen any quicker.
All right, yeah. So that's Drake. I know that's from the first album. That's from Thank Me Later. I know that. And that came out in 2010.
Correct.
Right.
Can I hear it again?
Super good Smith Oak, a package of the swishers. I did it overnight, it couldn't happen any quicker.
This is on dope, huh?
I know that. That's It's not. I don't want to mess it up. Damn, I forget the name of the song. It's not "Show Me a Good Time." It's I don't know the name of the song. Kush roll glass, I deserve the better things.
Don't look at your
Don't
phone.
look at your phone. What do you
Can I look at the track listing? I know the name.
Super
That's
good
it.
Smith Oak, a package of the swishers. I did
Oh,
it
this is on
overnight,
Over.
it couldn't happen any quicker.
This game is hard.
The
man.
game
Like,
worked.
That's an excellent game.
We stomped the genius.
Listen,
That was no. Listen, you did great.
I'll take the L. I want to see everybody else come up and play and see who can do better. This game is hard.
You know what? I'm gonna start this. It's a new game. I thought of it, specifically for you. Is why I thought of this game. And that matter of fact, we'll get everybody to start doing Stump the Genius. All right.
Yeah.
But you did excellent, man. But you hear the information have to be. He right in pocket. If we can't always remember the titles, well, I have to dig them shits up myself.
You hear how much music changed?
Yeah, right? That's what I'm listening to.
That's from the Eras.
Bitch, nigga, get money. Nigga, get bad. Hold up, run it.
So we went to green card.
When I was young at this, I used to do my thing.
Bitch, nigga, get money. Nigga, get bad.
Yo, but do that. Do Nas and then do Drake.
When I was young at this, I used to do my thing hard. Robbing foreigners, take their wallets, they jewels, and rip their green cards. Super good Smith Oak, a package of the swishers. I did it overnight, it couldn't happen any quicker.
Go Drake!
Bitch, nigga, get money. Nigga, get bad. Hold up, blood up, run it. Nigga, sell up.
Shut up.
What you
No
say,
one
Heather?
heard that.
What you say, Heather?
I'm talking to Tracy.
All right. Yo, listen.
Amazing.
I want. Well, hold on. I gotta take this call. This is Chase in Nebraska. Chase, what up? Good morning. Say hello to Rob Markman.
What's up, Rob?
Hey, peace.
How did it feel to be a part of Wiz's whole Taylor Alderdice mixtape?
Oh, my
you know you were
God.
gonna be on it?
That was amazing. Yeah, I knew Wiz called me with the idea to be on Taylor Alderdice. And the way you a Wiz fan?
Yeah.
So you remember Easy Wider? He was on Flight School. He was on Cushion Orange Juice.
He took all the phone calls.
Yeah, he said, hey, man, I got an idea. I want to make you the new Easy Wider. We're not going to do Easy Wider on the tape. I want you to do the skits. And I thought it was the stupidest idea I ever heard in my life because I'm such a wish. I was like, bro, nah, man. Like, and they called me back like two times. Come on, man, you going to do it? So I finally went to do it, and he explained to me the idea, and I interviewed him. And when we left the studio, I thought it was the stupidest idea ever. I was like, Wiz, you need me to do it over? I'll do it over. Nah, it was perfect. And I was nervous. I thought it was going to be corny, man. And when it came out, the way he chopped the interview up and interspliced it with all the different songs, it came out amazing, man. That was a big milestone in my career, man. Really changed the course of my career. So shout out to Wiz and the Taylors. You dig?
Okay. Hey, Chase, thanks for your call. You're a citizen.
It's Sway in the morning.
Well, congratulations, Rob.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm extremely happy for you and happy for Genius.
Yeah.
And commend Genius for recognizing the talent that you bring to the table. And I'm looking forward to seeing what Genius does as a whole with you being a part of the family now. I like what they do on that platform, and I know you're going to help add to it, man. And it's been a great time working with you. This doesn't end nothing for us, man.
Thank you. Nah, not at all.
I'm still bullying you and stealing your food off of, but go ahead. What you want to say?
I just wanted to give say something real quick and give one to shout out to everybody at MTV. MTV is forever family. Like, don't ever get it twisted, and the whole team over there. And Tom and Matt and Ilan and Nat over at Genius. And really what I wanted to do was shout out some of the community members because they're the ones who really keep the site running. You know what I'm saying? So like guys like Frias, women like Frias, because she's actually a female. She's like one of the best transcribers on the site. Like I've been doing my research, and Shy Inc. and Trey Flip and Ewok Ab DeVito. Like these are people that keep the site going. So and the site has an energy of its own. I'm really looking forward to working with these guys. In the future, and they've welcomed me with open arms so far this morning when the announcement was made. So
that's what's up.
Monday we're gonna get into it.
Big move, Rob Markman. Big move for the game, man. Y'all be on the watch. Hit him at Rob Markman. Congratulate him. Use the hashtag Rob Genius. Okay, and then we want to thank our guests for coming by. DJ Bix, super producer Clockwork. Bam Vito for coming through. Billy Yon for coming through, and KO for coming through, and then DB. Hey, man, I know you've been wanting to give the citizens something special, right?
That's right, because Straight Outta Compton is in theaters today, and Rob was speaking so eloquently about being true to hip-hop and history and everything like that. So for a giveaway, I have a signed cassette of Straight Outta Compton from Ice Cube.
Wow.
You can win. Show me your ticket stub on Twitter at TheRealDB, and I'm going to put you in the raffle, and I'm going to pick a winner next week.
At TheRealDB.
TheRealDB.
And you get an autograph Ice Cube Straight Outta Compton cassette. Now you just got to go buy a cassette player. All right. Tracy G, how can they reach you?
Twitter, yeah. Instagram, yeah. At it's Tracy G, ITS, ACYG. Also now on Snapchat, it's Tracy G Snaps. And you can visit shesbeautyandthebeast.com.
Okay, Heather B.
Hit me up at the Happy Hour WHB, Instagram and Twitter. Citizens, I'm dropping a new drink video of food recipes this weekend, so go to the happyhourheatherb.com. If you missed any part of the show today, SiriusXM.com/on-demand.
Rob, tell them again. I want everybody tuned in right now. If you're a fan of hip-hop culture, hit up Rob at...
Hit up Rob!
At Rob Markman, simple, ROBMARKMAN.
Hashtag
Rob Genius, man. Let's get it popping.
Get it popping. I saw Pusha T.
Oh, yeah, shout
tweeted
to
you.
Push. Yeah,
you know,
Push.
so a lot of
artists
who are tuned in.
Cali.
Hit up Rob.
Mano hit me up. Mano said, because we're both from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
He said I could wear the crown today. So
he gave you the crown
I'm
today?
King of Brooklyn today.
You just dropped King of Brooklyn 3. How he gonna let you wear the crown?
He let me. I think he got a show tomorrow, so I got to get the crown back tomorrow. So he has a show, but he said I could rock the crown today.
Congratulations,
so King of
man. All right,
Flatbush, what up?
You're the King of Brooklyn. All right, I'm at Real Sway on Twitter and Instagram. We'll get some of these Friday Cypher flows up tonight.
Yeah.
And then also you can check out that game interview on Sway's Universe. And until Monday when we have Andy Mineo coming by and Frankie Grande coming by. And we got a guest mixer from Soul Selection coming by Monday as well. They got a cruise coming up next week. You like Selection at DJ Collective?
Yeah.
They're dope, right?
I'm
all right, they'll be here Monday as well. Until then, we have nothing left to say.
It's Sway in the morning, only
on Shea 45.